Hello, this is the next version of Pixel Art Studio. So I've got a pretty big update to show you guys today. The first thing, let's start with this. I've recreated the color selection matrix here, so it's much better now. Of course, we still have the brightness selection. This time it's vertical, more traditional. We also now have the opacity selection, so that's left and right down here. And of course the hue and saturation are still up and down on this matrix. I suppose one of the advantages of this is that it's on the screen all the time. You have complete access to all of the colors here, so you don't have to open up any sub-menus. They're always here, on demand, ready to go. The next thing to show you guys is we now have the selection options for a palette or the hue, saturation, brightness mode. So currently it's in HSB, which is hue, saturation, brightness. Obviously hue, saturation, and brightness. We can also switch that to palette mode now. So I've loaded up a couple of palettes in here. So let's load up the Atari 2600 NTSC palette. It takes a second and it populates with all of the colors that were available on the Atari 2600. Again, that works for all of these modes. So we have the ZX Spectrum. We also have the Commodore 64. We have the Amstrad. Basically, any color palette you're looking for, we're going to be able to support that. Excuse me. These are also just flat files. You can grab these off the hard drive and change them. They just store RGB information in web format hex, so we can just easily create these if you know what colors they are. But let's go back to HSB mode for the moment. So the next feature I'd like to show you guys, we now have this pane down the bottom here, and what this does, this pane here shows us all of our frames. So when you create a new image, you're not actually creating an image, you're creating a project. So we don't create this as like a 320 by 240 image. We create this as the size of each frame in our project. So if I was making a, let's just say 64 by 64 sized frame, I'd set that as my default size here. So once again, the next feature, I've changed the grid a little bit. What I've done here is just I've gone back to the original pixel grid. We still have the focus lines, so that's it's still just as easy to use. It's just a little easier to see exactly what pixel you're on now. And again, these are all still customizable. You can turn the grid off. You can turn the focus lines off. You can turn the grid off, and you can turn the target reticle in the center off as well. Alright, so let's begin by drawing something just really simple. I'm just going to take black here and use my pencil, and I'm just going to create a circle in the center. Now what you see there is when the frame updates, it sets the preview image down here. So now we also have this preview image down here, and I'll show you what that's for in just a second. So I'm just going to put some eyes on here and just a closed mouth. Terrible drawing, but you know. Yeah, so now we have the option to add frames. So by adding a frame to the project, we get a blank canvas, which we can draw on again. And this time we can just draw a circle, and you'll see the second frame appears. Now, what that basically means is that we have support now for multiple images in one project. This could be used for an animation. This could be used for a tile set. It could be used for pretty much anything. Right, so with that said, let me show you guys really the next cool feature. I'm just going to start again a blank project. Let's just draw a circle in the center here, quite a small one. And let's add another frame. So now we have 2 frames in the project. And once you have 2 frames in the project, you're able to go into the Tools menu and select this Lightbox function. Okay, and what that does is that shows us the previous frame on our new frame. So for animation, we're able to do this, then add a next frame, and then from there we can add our next frame, and this always shows 1 frame behind, so we're able to easily create animations like this. So this is just a growing sphere, I suppose, or whatever that is. So yeah, that's the basis of the frame section, and this is called the Lightbox mode. So once you turn that on, you're able to see the previous image on top of, or sorry, underneath the one that you're currently working on. Now that we've got 5 preview images down here, I'll show you this function. We're able to step through these by selecting them one at a time. And again, the Lightbox mode carries on through that. So Lightbox mode is really useful because this helps us to create animations. It also helps us to see what was happening on the frame before. So for example, if we had, let's say this was a growing face, in the next frame the eyes might suddenly be open and the mouth is still shut. In the next frame the eyes might be wider, and the mouth might start to be open like this. And then in the next frame we might have something huge eyes with a bit more detail and a bigger mouth. And in the final frame the eyes could be much bigger. I'm not sure. It's just an animation idea, but a huge mouth. And then, as you'll see, we have the animation. I haven't added animation support yet, but this is just an idea. This is not necessarily specifically for animation. It's just a way of seeing all of the images that are inside of your project. Like I said earlier, when you create a new project, you're actually not creating the full size of the image that you want to be. You're creating the frame size. So if you were creating a tile set for, say, a top-down iPhone game, you might be using 32 by 32 size in pixels. So you would set that to 32 by 32, and then you would draw your grass, your dirt, your sand, all of those tiles. And there'll be an export function that will package them into a single image for you to save. So yeah, if we turn the Lightbox function off, I can show you the animation just by stepping through it like this. So you'll be able to see the animation like that. And of course this works completely with the zoom functions as well. If we turn the focus lines and the target reticle off, you should be able to see the animation as it grows. And again, there's no automatic animation support yet. I'm just clicking on these frames. But you see the potential here of how this works. So if I turn the Lightbox back on, there we go, and we go to this frame here. Sorry, I turn that back off. Let's fill his face in with a green color. So again, we can just use the flood fill function. Sorry, that was the eraser. Ooh, whoops. Okay, that's a slight glitch. I haven't added undo yet, so I can't undo that. Let's skip to this frame and do it here. Oh crap, I did it again. Alright, well, never mind. Yeah, I should have changed the color to green, like that. That's fine. I'll just add another frame. Here we go. Turn the Lightbox mode back on, select the black pen. Just have to update the image a bit there. I'll go back to pencil. Here we go. There's still some issues with the controls that need to be worked out, but I'm still working on it, and it's coming along quite well. Alright, there we go. So now we've just got 2 more frames on that image. If we turn the Lightbox mode off, and this time set it to green, I can show you what I was trying to show you. There we go. So the flood fill allows us to color the entire image. Excuse me. And now when we step to the next image, if we turn the Lightbox mode on, sorry, it needs to refresh again. I still haven't added automatic refresh for the Lightbox mode, so you have to bear with me on that. And we add, say, a transparent color over the top of that, you should be able to see the previous color underneath. So as you can see, we start to see the 2 colors blending. So yeah, you can see the 2 colors blending. That's just showing the alpha channel in the works there. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and yeah, just send me a message on Twitter if you guys want to see something else. Oh, one more thing. If you click on the preview image here, it automatically zooms up, so you can see your smaller image at larger sizes if you were working on a smaller image. And again, all of this is still working with the tile consistency tool, so you're still able to check that. That works on an infinite size. I can make this as big as my entire monitors. I can go all the way across like this. There we go. So the tile consistency function is working with that, and that also applies to the previews. So if we did that, the tile consistency function would also update to reflect that. So it's all coming together quite well now. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching.